Hey guys, welcome to another video, and let me just take this off. So today I want to talk a little bit about the more optimistic side of being a software developer, because if you browse the content on this channel, I tend to focus too much on the dark side of being a software developer, not because I'm trying to stimulate people not to become software developers, but because I'm really careful about what I say, about being a software developer, because we see those day in the life videos and we think everything is amazing. I want to show more of the reality of being a software developer, but today we're going to focus on the bright side. So today I'm going to talk about the good things, the things I enjoy about working as a software developer, especially here in Portugal. It's where I live. So hopefully you'll see whether the benefits of being a software developer may kind of apply to your life as well. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is flexibility and remote work. We know that in tech in general, you don't have to be physically present to do your job. In some cases, that is not true because, for example, in my company, it's a car company, right? So some people who develop softwares for the car itself, they have to be present. They have to be there and they have to manually work with the physical car, okay? But when you're developing applications, all you need is your computer, access to internet, and what's in there. So sometimes the need of you having to be fully present comes from having to interact with people and, being around your teammates and etc. But at least the way I see it, that is not necessary. It's nice to have, of course. It brings interaction between coworkers and etc. etc. That's true. But as far as being needed, I don't see that as a necessity. You can comment down below here what you think. Do you like more hybrid work? Do you like remote work? Or do you like on-site work? So comment down below. I want to know what your thoughts are about this. I personally like the flexibility of remote work, not having to actually be there to perform. I mean, at the end, what matters, I'm a very result-driven person, so at the end, what matters is the results, the value that you're bringing to the company. Second thing I have here on my notes is the high impact. When you're developing applications, you have the constant thought of getting better and doing things in the best way possible, because you will know somebody will use that in the future. Somebody will actually use your application, use your product, and they may encounter some difficulties when they're using it. So you need to develop it in the best way possible, engineeringly possible. And when you're developing applications, it doesn't necessarily need to be to the whole world. Okay, so something that is going to be used in the restricted area or something like that, even that can change some people's lives. For example, if you're building a product that will be used by a university, for example, a user management system, that at the end, this will save people's time and they have extra time to be allocated to other things they wish to do. But not only that, you can also make people's life easier and etc. And it's just very fulfilling to know that what you're building, what you're developing, the hours you're spending sitting down at your desk and typing code and thinking about solutions and problems, somebody will use that. And the high impact you can have as a software developer, with great powers come great responsibilities. You also have great responsibilities, and I believe that some people may feel kind of a pressure because of that. That is true. Developing applications and having someone actually using it for their good, or to save time, or to make some activities faster, more efficient, that is something that it's very interesting to me to be a part of that as a software developer. Okay, so the next topic I would like to talk about is, of course, the salary potential. We cannot be hypocrite and not talk about that. It is true that in IT, the salaries are very attractive, okay? You see those zeros and zeros in the job offer and you think, well, that is tempting. But there is a reason why software developers and IT in general get paid so much. When you work in tech, And not only in tech, essentially, but when you work with something that is mentally challenging, that means you have to think about solutions and you have to think of ways to implement it, you tend to not be working only in work hours. What that means is, for example, I am a content creator here at YouTube and Instagram. By the way, follow me on Instagram. And it's not uncommon to have that random idea at 3 a.m. and I just have to wake up and write down a video idea or a post idea. That happens also in the software engineering field. You're just chilling at 2 a.m. and you wake up thinking, okay, now I know how to fix that bug. And want it or not, your brain is always working when you are not in working hours. And that is true for everything that has to do with creativity and with thinking about solutions and solving problems. And the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, you have a high impact on people, that tends to be highly valued. So the salary potential and the salary growth in IT is very attractive. I think it's one of the main reasons, maybe the top reasons why people are attracted to this field. I know a lot of people, a lot of friends who don't like IT, who don't like programming, don't like developing, and are just here for the money. You may think, oh, this is wrong, you have to chase something that you really like. I mean, people don't even get married because they love each other. Why would they choose a career because of that? But anyway, I think that if you're not totally unhappy with what you're doing, if you do have some sense of purpose, it's okay if you're doing it for money. But it is a fact that the salary potential in IT is what attracts a lot of people. The next thing I like about, okay, my battery's dying, working in tech is that it's a diverse industry. What I mean by that is you can still work in tech and not be a software developer. And I know the title of this video is Things I Love About Being a Software Developer, but if you want to work in IT, you have different careers, you have different paths you can pursue without actually programming. You can be a product manager, which is someone who looks after the product and who sees implementations that can be done in the product to add value to whoever is using it. There are several other fields like data science, machine learning, and very others that I will leave here on the screen for you to read because I don't remember now. But the point is, if you don't like developing applications, there are lots of other things you can do in tech. And I mean, it's just pointless for me to stand here and say that IT is a growing field. Everyone knows that, okay? We have ChatGPT changing the way we create content, and it is very, very likely that in the future there will be more and more and more people working on this field. And that's something I like. And diverse in terms of, you see a lot of people coming from different backgrounds and learning how to program, and now I'm focusing on developing applications, nowadays is very accessible to everyone. In IT, whether you have a software engineering degree or not, education is not that important as in other areas. Usually at the top of your resume, you will highlight your experience because that is what matters. And that's something really cool about IT, because people who don't have access to an amazing education can still learn how to program. Of course, it's going to be more complicated and harder because when you are your own tutor, you may get lost with so much information that there is online, but it's still doable. You know, you can still, people who don't know how to code can easily learn, and it's something that you can do. It can be done by yourself. You don't need to go to a formal education. You don't need to have a formal education to do so. So it's very diverse in terms of anyone can do it. And when anyone can do it, doesn't mean necessarily everyone can do it well. But that's another topic. Do you have a software engineering degree? Comment down below. Do you think that it has actually helped you get a job, or you think that at the end your experience matters more? So comment down below. I want to see what your case is. Next thing I really like about being a software engineer is community and collaboration. It's very beautiful. It's so beautiful to see the community collaborating on each other's projects and giving ideas. Even on YouTube here, you can find many channels about IT and people helping each other on the comments. And okay, this is not working, do this, fix that. This is very cool. People tend to share a lot of the content they learn. And speaking of that, why don't you send this video to someone you know that is also a software developer, or even someone who's trying to get into this field? Because I think if you find a tutor or find someone, some friend that can learn software development development with you, the journey becomes very much easier and pleasant. There are very open source projects. I actually wanted to contribute more to the open source community. So that it is also something I really like about being a software developer. The community has helped me a lot, and I also do hope be able to help the community in the future. So number 6, I enjoy the global opportunities there are, and that comes with the flexibility and remote work that I said on the first topic. The fact that you can work with an internet and a computer from any place around the world is very attractive. The fact that you can work remotely from any other country may also help some people who don't have a significant chance, should I put it like that, of receiving a good salary, a good income in their own country. Of course, that comes with many other downsides, I would say, especially here in Portugal. The taxes are very high. So yeah, I'll talk about that later. So sometimes even if you get a high-paying job in other countries, the taxes are just so high that they end up cutting your pay in like half or more than half. And when you have global opportunities, of course, you also have more competitivity. But the fact that you have this flexibility is something amazing. The fact that you can work from your home and apply for your job in the other side of the world. So that can also be very attractive. Okay, so something else that I really enjoy about being a software developer is I separated this in two, but I'm going to put them together in the same topic, which is career growth and constant learning. IT companies, they tend to invest a lot in their software engineers, not in terms of high pay, but also in your learning and your growth opportunities. So some companies will have a direct budget allocated to that. Some other companies will give you the possibility of attending conferences and courses, you name it. But the fact is, as the technologies are in constant change, you also need to update yourself a lot. Some people may see this as a downside of software engineering because, well, you have always to learn something new, But I don't say it like that. Actually, I think that the main core of working as a software engineer hasn't changed in the past years. Of course, the technologies have changed, but when you look at it, there aren't that many things that change because the core is always the same. And that's why I focus so much on when you're learning how to program that you learn the basics well, then it's only going to be variations of what you have learned at first. And that is something I like because I'm a person that I can't stand still. I always need to be doing something. And I found myself in the IT field because that's exactly what you need to do in order to improve as a software developer and being constant learning. The last thing I would like to talk about is entrepreneurial opportunities. Sometimes when software engineers spend too much time in a company or working for someone else, they may find themselves wanting or having the need to build their own products, to start their own startups. And that is something doable. Actually came across a YouTube channel where a guy, he says that he didn't know how to program and he wanted to build a product for Amazon, something to do with Amazon Associates. I don't remember, but he didn't know anything about coding. He actually asked someone to do this platform for him, but it just turned out horrible. And he said, you know what? I'm going to learn how to code and I'm going to make it myself. So he made his platform with Python, if I'm not mistaken. He learned Django and Python and built his platform. And now he is there like making thousands of dollars per month. And that's a cool thing. He solved a problem. He solved something that was wrong or something that could be improved in a product that already exists, Amazon, and he developed product for people to use. So he's solving people's problems. I think he charges a subscription for them to use. But at the end, you see that the whole entrepreneurial mentality can be applied to when you are a software engineer. And not only that, if you have a more entrepreneurial mentality, you can build really amazing products. Some people who are software engineers for a certain time at a company, they see themselves kind of wanting to develop their own products and wanting to make their own impact in the world. And that is something that IT and technology in general provides to you. And And that's it. I think I have covered everything I wanted to talk about on this video, but now I want to learn about you. What do you think are the best things about being a software engineer or working in tech or being a software developer, etc.? Comment down below. I'm going to read all of your comments, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I think it's the first time on this channel that I'm actually asking for a subscribe and a thumbs up and a comment down below, so I don't know if it'll happen again because I feel really weird doing it. Anyways, bye.